Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be discussing about setting up Git using Bitbucket. Here is a step-by-step guide to set up Git with Bitbucket. Bitbucket is a popular Git repository hosting service which is being used by many developers and teams for maintaining their code version control and collaboration. I'm going to explain or set it up by these 7 simple steps. Step 1, install Git. Create a Bitbucket account, create a new repository on Bitbucket, clone the repository to your local machine, add files and make your first commit, push your code to Bitbucket, and then basic Git workflow with Bitbucket. Optionally, I'm also going to show you how to perform all these steps using a tool called Visual Studio Code. So let's get on to the step 1. Install Git. To install Git, you need something called Git Bash. So Google for Git Bash, you will find an official Git website like this. Go to this website and download the Git Bash based on your operating system. So mine is Windows. When you click on this link, you will get downloaded with an exe file. Just install that. So I've already installed, so I'm not going to show how to install that on Windows machine. It is very simple. You can perform it yourself. So after installation, you will see a Git bash terminal, something like this. You can perform all your Git commands from Git bash terminal, or you can also open your normal command prompt and execute the commands from there also. I'm going to use the normal command prompt, not the Git bash for now. So after installation, check whether the installation was successful or not by executing git-version, something like this, git-version. So you will see, sorry, git-version. So you will see an output like this. So that means your installation was successful. After that, set your username and your email ID to the repository so that those entries will be shown when you do commits to your code. So to set that, perform these two commands: git config hyphen global user dot name, and in the double quotes write your username, something like, okay. Once you set the username, set your email ID also using the same command. Instead of username, just write email and write your email ID here. It is usually your organization email, but if you're performing it on yourself on your local computer, you can use your Gmail account or whatever email ID you have. So this is set. So this is the first step. Second step, create Bitbucket account. Go ahead and sign up with Bitbucket. It is free. You can use your Gmail ID also to sign up. So I've already signed up. So I have an account with Bitbucket. And after you log into Bitbucket, you will be seeing a page like this. On this page, click on Create Workspace. You will see a page like this. Give a name to your workspace. I'll just say my workspace. It should be all small letters. Then click on Agree and Create Workspace. take some time to set up your workspace. Be patient. Okay, so your repository is set up now. Sorry, your workspace is set up now. You can create a repository here. Click on create repository. You can again, you will have to give your repository name. I'm just giving repo1. Okay, so the default branch, you can just mention either master or main. Usually those are the two words that we use. You should also give name to your project. I'll just give my project, then click on create repository. So three things. First, create workspace. Then while creating repository, create a name to the project and a name to your repository. So you will see your project. So after setting up, I mean the repository has been set up with all default setup, but there are different administrative things that you can configure. So like you can give permissions to specific users or add users. You can also set up your branching model, branching strategies, merge strategies. You can also add default reviewers so that when a pull request is created, all those reviewers will get notified and they will review the code and merge into the main branch. I'm not going to explain the branching strategies, etc. here. I'll be making another video on the branching strategy. This is the third step, creating repository. The first step is clone the repository to your local. So in order to clone your repository, if you click on your repository URL here, you will see a button called clone. When you click on that, you will see an HTTPS URL. You can also use SSH, but for beginners, HTTPS would be fine. So copy this by clicking here. Then go to your terminal. Once you are in your terminal, cd to a directory where you want to clone this repository. I'm going to create a directory. You can create it manually also. I'm going to create a directory like bit demo, and I'm going to change my directory to bit demo. Okay. So once you are here, just copy and paste the URL that you copied from Bitbucket. It will ask for your user ID and password again. Then come back. If you see here on your terminals, okay, it has cloned the repository. It has 4 objects. Let's go and see what are these under this directory. Copy this. Okay, if you see the name that you have given for your repository, the folder has been created, and within that folder there are a few files. Okay, this is the fourth step. The next fifth step is add a few files to your repository and commit. So I'm going to add a couple of files, sample file. I'll just say it's as a Java file, for example. Okay, sorry, you'll have to cd to your repo1. Okay, then perform your git add. So now if you say git status, so you will see two files. There are two differences between your local repository and your remote repository on Git. The next step is to commit. In order to commit, execute this command commit git commit -m, and in the colons write a description of your commit, like I'll just say initial commit. Execute this command. So two files have been committed to your repository. So commit doesn't mean that the files are available on your Git repository. So Git maintains a local repository when you commit. Now, if you execute git status, see there is a difference between your local repository and your remote repository, which is master repository. You're not yet committed, you've pushed your files to repository. To push your files to Git, execute a command git git push and give the name of your origin branch, which is nothing but master. See, now all the files have been pushed to Git repository. So now if you execute git status, it will show nothing to commit, work tree is clean. So your local and your remote are in sync now. So go to Bitbucket and see whether your files are available there or not. Okay, just do a refresh. If you see, I can see my sample1 Java and sample2 Java. These are just the files. Okay, the final step would be, so now you know how to add your files to a repository. The basic Git flow works like this. The seventh step I'm talking about. To implement something, I need to change my files, right? Suppose say I have my sample1 Java. So I have written some Java code. I'm just writing package. I have imported some package here. Okay. I've changed my file and save here. So I need to commit these changes also into my Git repository. So to do that, if you say git status again, it will always show the differences. Okay, sample1.java has some difference compared to your remote repository. So again, what you have to do is git add dot. Okay, it is added now. The next step is git commit -m and the description sample1.java changed to implement, suppose a feature one. Okay, now when I commit it, it is committed to my repository. The last step, as you know now, push git push git push origin again. Origin, or origin name is master. So now the file is pushed to master. Again, check the status. Git status. Okay, so they are in sync. So this is the workflow in order to make any commits from your local to your Git repository in Bit. Hope you understand it. As I said, I am also going to show you how to perform the same from Visual Studio Code. So open your Visual Studio Code if you already have installed that on your machine. Once you open, you will see. Once you open your Visual Studio Code, you will see something called clone Git repository. So mention your URL that you copied from your Bitbucket. Just enter on it. So it will ask you to select a folder. So I'm now going to select a new folder. Bit demo 2, I will say. So my repository will be cloned here. Okay, so if you see, I have cloned my repository. You can see my sample1.java, sample2.java with the latest changes that we have made in the previous steps. So now if you want to perform all your changes here, you can do it manually here by using these options, or you can also use the terminal here and execute the commands as well. So this is how you can use Visual Studio Code as well for any Git operations. By following these simple steps, you will have Git setup with Bitbucket. This will allow you to manage your code and maintain version control system for your projects. If you are new to Git, practice this workflow until you're comfortable with it. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please subscribe.